everyone. This is Darin here. I'm a data scientist as well as I'm a trainer as well. So I believe everybody can hear me properly. Hello. Okay. All right. Guys, if you want to talk to me, you just unmute yourself. You can talk to me as well. There is a chat option. You can chat me over there as well. Okay. I believe everybody is fine in this current situation. It's very horrifying situations throughout the world, and we are conducting this webinar so because people can understand. Uh, because nowadays, everything is now virtual. We're doing lots of work from home. The training is going on. School is also performing online classes. So the Edunard brings you this webinar for you so that you can understand and get some knowledge in this current scenario. And when it will be over, get over, then the job market will be open and stable, and you can able to find out the proper job over there. Okay. So yeah, today topics will be covering on data science, Python, machine learning, and Tableau. We're just going to give you a brief idea why you have to know, where you have to implement, how you can implement it. So before getting started, I just like to it will be an interactive session, so please interact with me. And before getting started, I'd like to know all of you. If you could introduce yourself one by one, that would be better, and your backgrounds and all, so that I can connect your background to the data science and I can explain you more better. So in the webinar, I have seen that Anu is there, Bala is there, Mohammed and Priya Naik, Shaj and Shivanshu. So just tell me that you from which background you're from. It will be better to understand.
Hello everyone, this is Priya here. Currently I'm doing my master's in biomedical engineering.
Okay, hi,
So,
biomedical.
yes.
All right. Okay, anyone else?
Hi, this is Shazad here, and I'm doing my MBA right now and also looking for a job.
Okay. MBA in which stream? What's your specialization, Shaj?
Mechanical engineering.
Okay. All right. Next one.
Hi everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Anu or Mohammed, who is going to talk first?
Hi, it's Muhammad. I am doing MSME in USA, Michigan, and I'm actually using those FEA tools like LSDynA, Bacchus, Hypermesh, and those stuff. So I would like to know these data science, how they're related with this numerical calculation and this stuff. Actually, this is my main interest about that webinar today.
Okay, that's good. Anu, tell me.
Hi everyone, this is Anu. I have done my master's in agriculture, and I have around about 7 years of experience in scientific publishing industry. I'm just looking to switch to a new field, so I would like to explore options, and I'm just trying to figure out which field I can move into. So this would be new for me.
Okay. Good. All right. So we'll be having mix and match, right? From biomedical, mechanical, agriculture, statistics is there. So mix and match is there. But let me tell you, this particular data science or whatever the tools we have mentioned, the webinar topic, it's not depends on any particular departments. Okay, let me share my screen first. Everybody can hear me, hear me properly and see my screen properly.
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm telling, it's not about that particularly depends on the. It's first what we understand. Okay, it's data science. It's related to the software. So it's totally depends on the IT fields or the computer science, but it's not at all the truth. Or only technical people can go for. It's not that also. Like why it's required, because if you think that if we don't have the proper data, then how we can survive in the market, how the company can establish their statistics, how they're going to establish their predictions, it's not possible for them as well. So everywhere data is there. Okay, everywhere data is there. Yeah, whenever you collect the data properly, analyze the data properly, predict the data properly, then you can able to find out the proper details. Suppose I give you an easy example. Like nowadays, we are all aware of the COVID-19, how it's spreading through the world. Now we are getting to know the each and every day the lot of statistics coming up. The people are telling us that if it's follow like this, the train will be like this. If you do like this, then maybe the train will be getting low. So why? How the peoples can find out the trains and all? It's all depends on the data. If you don't have the proper data, if you don't collect the data properly, automatically we're not able to tell, we're not able to understand what is my current scenario, as well as what can be my future is. Okay, when you talk about the future, this is the beauty that whenever you talk about the future, the data science or the related to the tools that help us to understand what will happen in future, and for future what kind of precautions or the recommendations part we have to take it. Okay, now who is going to do all those things? The data scientist is going to do all those things. They collect the data, they manipulate the data, they understand that what is going on, analyze the data, and same as well they're going to go for the predictions as well as they go for the recommendations part. Okay, so if I ask you simple questions that what is data, what you can understand, what is data?
A piece of information.
Okay, and what is information?
A description or a detail, something that tells you what anything or a specific thing is, which describes, or I think
Yeah, let me
which
tell
tells
you.
you more about anything. Yeah.
Data is totally unstructured things. It's a raw thing. Okay, suppose if I just tell you a number, okay, we don't know what's a number for. Okay, but if I tell you I have this number of pen with me, so you can able to understand, okay, this is the number he's talking about, this is the number of pens he's talking about. So that's the difference. Like when you have the data, we have the raw things. It's totally unstructured, unorganized things we got it. Now, when you transfer the data to the information, it's become the information. When you transfer the unstructured to the structured way, that's called the informations. Okay, the informations is collections of the structured data, and who is going to do the process, like from the data, from this unstructured things to structured thing? The data scientist people is going to do that. This is the process the data scientist will follow to process the data and become the information, so that the other people can understand what is going on. Okay, now in data science we'll be having statistics, advanced methodology, programming knowledge, visualizations, everything is including in the data science. Okay, now I'll come up with the step by step that how you can relate to your own field. Okay, first I'll is called biomedical students is there. So biomedical students, like in the biomedical sector, what they do, they do lots of analysis. Okay, right? They do for the research work, they do lots of tests. After that, the test will be giving us the, if whenever they're going to do the proper test, that particular time, if we don't do the proper analysis over there, okay, and do collect the data properly, And without collecting the data, if you process the reports, then what will happen? You will not get the proper result. Correct? So in the biomedical sector also, like whenever we will follow some reports, like every sectors we follow the report. Without the proper reporting, we are not able to survive. Correct? So
Right.
reporting means what? It's a collections of the information, collections of the data. Now tell me, if we don't collect the data properly, now without the proper data, how you can perform the report? It's not possible. Correct? So first of all, we have to understand that we have to accumulate the data properly and process the data properly so that the end users or in future whenever we're going to analyze the data, we can be able to find out the details properly. Okay, because the biomedical sector nowadays for the COVID-19, lots of tests is going on. Correct. Now in the uh, time of the COVID-19, whenever the test is going on, if the peoples are not accumulating the data properly, or they are not going to do the test properly, and after the test, if they are not going to collect the data properly, automatically what happens? We are not able to understand what will happen in the future. Okay, what kind of precautions we have to do, how we can prevent it. It's not possible for us. Okay, so why I'm telling you department wise, because everybody thinks that when you talk about software, when you talk about the science, everybody thinks okay, it's only for the technical peoples. And when we are including some software, some programming knowledge, we think okay, it's purely for the IT peoples. It's nothing like that. Data science is not depends on any particular department. Okay. Now comes to the mechanical sector. The mechanical students is there. So in mechanical sector, how many departments we have? Lots of departments we do have, right? Like from the design, from the productions, from manufacturing, quality, project engineer, this all those kind of departments we do have. Now, each and every department is interrelated, correct? Now, when you collect the same as it is, suppose I'm going to launch a heavy mechanical product in a market. Okay, then first what we have to do, we have to first focus that which particular product we are going to launch. Okay, then we have to analyze the market that okay, if we launch a particular product, what will happen, how we are going to launch it. Now everything is done, the analysis, then first it will be going to the design phase. Okay, now when they're going to design the particular product, if they are not going to collect the data properly and design it properly, and after designing they're not submitting the report properly, do you think that productions, the manufacturing, the quality people can able to work? It's not possible. Correct. So each and every department is related. From each and every department we'll be getting the reports, and as per the reports we are going to go for the analyze. Means first we have to focus at what things we need to do, then you have to organize means we have to collect, we have to understand how we're going to process it, then you have to analyzing it means throughout the data, whatever the data we'll be getting from each and every department, we have to analyze that each and every particular reports, and after that only we are going to compile that particular data and generate the ultimate reports that with as per that particular reports the people can understand okay, this will happen. Okay, same as is I found that agriculture students is there, correct? So now tell me, in agriculture, how you going to apply the data science? Any idea? Like in the training sessions, like I have trained many candidates and they are telling they told me okay, I'm from this background but I like to move or I like to shift my domain to data science. Okay, it's not about the shifting. Okay, the data science is certain things in your domain itself you can implement it and you can get the result. Okay, it's not like that from mechanical students you have become the computer science. Means, IT peoples. It's not like that. In the mechanical, in the biomedical, in the agricultures, in the electrical, electronics, any field, you can implement it, you'll be getting the proper results. And as per your results on, your department will survive and able to find out the proper predicted model. Okay. Till now, any confusion, guys? If you have any confusion, please ask me. Okay. All right. So now the data science is our center. Okay. To the data science only, we can able to do lots of things. Okay. We can do means people ask me what's the difference between the data science and data analysis. Okay. What is data analysis? Now, data science is my core factor. You can say it's kind of center, it's a heart of it. Now, data science, data analysis is part of it. Okay, means on that particular time, what we do first, three portions is there. Okay, one is descriptive analytics, one is predictive analytics, another one is prescriptive analytics. What is descriptive analytics? Descriptive analytics means when we are going to collect the data. Collect the data means when we're going to collect our historical data and the past. Okay, suppose if you don't have our proper data or the past data, do you think that you can able to analyze? Hello? Hello? No. Exactly. We are not able to understand. Suppose I have a sales company and our management people or our high management people tell us, okay, you do the data analysis. Give me the analysis report. But without the but they are not providing the proper data. Do you think it's possible? It's not possible. So first things first, we are going to collect the data in the descriptive modeling. Descriptive analytics means we're going to collect our past data or the historical data. Okay. After that, what we are going to do, we are going to analyze that our past historical data. And after that only we can go for the predicting model. Okay. Predictive analytics. What will be the predictive analytics? Predictive analytics, like as per your analysis on that particular historical data, we are going to predict the current strings and the future. That's called the predictive analytics, or predictive. Through the predictive modeling, we can able to find out the things. Okay. After that, what we'll done, we will be going with the prescriptive analytics. What is prescriptive analytics? Prescriptive analytics, when we're going to give recommendations. Okay, that this is the trends we're following. If we do like this, we can prevent it. If you don't do like this, you can lose it. Okay, that's called the prescriptive or the recommendations part. When, as a data scientist, as a data analytical people, you're going to recommend to the company that do like this, then you can get a proper result. What the statisticians do, they are going to find out the trends. See, they assume it. They find out the trends, as well as what they do. As per the statisticians report, we are going to take the preventions. Previously, we are not going to have any kind of data science softwares, correct? What they do basically, they do the lots of advanced and the complex kind of statistical calculations. As per the statistical report, we're going to find out, okay, we have to do like this. So same thing now, we have this kind of data science softwares by which we can able to find out the things very easily. All right. Now, yes, in the particular factors, we are going to follow some programming language. We'll be having Python, R. These are the part of the data science tools or softwares. When the data science comes in the market, previously we'll be having SAS, R, Python, TensorFlow. These kind of softwares will be having. But now R and Python is very much important to understand the data, to develop the data, to go for the predictions as well as for the visualizations of the data. Okay, it's not at all a typical programming language like other language like Java, C++. There is no hardcore coding is there. Okay, but yes, bit of coding is there, but you have to understand where to apply, how to apply, in which way to apply. Okay, now comes up the data visualizations. What is data visualizations? Data visualizations like that when we're going to see that what is going on. Because you tell me in a company there's millions of data each and every day is there, correct? Lots of department is there. Every department they are generating reports. Okay. Now the company CEO, the higher management, the board of directors, conducting a meeting and they want to see their last 3-year data. Okay, they want to see the report analysis. Suppose I have a sales company, they want to analyze the 3 years of sales. Okay, now you tell me they have so much of time to go through the 36 months of report from each and every departments. Is that feasible or is it possible? What do you think? No, exactly. It's not possible. Now, what we have to do, we have to visualize our data analysis. How you can do the visual of the data analysis means you have to create certain reports. On that particular reports, the people can easily understand what is going on. Okay, it's called dashboard reporting or analytical reporting. There's two types of reporting is there. One is operational reporting, one is dashboard or the analytical. Okay, so operational reporting is your daily activities, and the analytical reporting is your dashboard, which is going to collect cumulative terms, all the reports collectively, and through only one report, one at a glance, people can understand. Okay, in that way, you are going to visualize the data. All right. So in the particular time, visualize the data. When you talk about the visualizations, the Tableau is our tools, which is very useful to visualize. You can do the dashboard very easily. You can collect the data properly, use some charts and graphs because in visualizations means we're going to represent the data through charts and graphs, correct? Through charts and graphs and user interactive reports only can help us to understand what is. So through Tableau, we are going to have this particular features to visualize it. Okay. All right. Now, what about machine learning? Any idea about machine learning? Anyone? Use your common sense. What do you understand about machine learning or artificial intelligence? Hello.
Analyzing a block of code to differentiate between things,
Okay.
differentiate or classify or categorize, probably.
Yeah, that's true. And just easy way, if you tell me, machine and learning, if you break the two words, what you can understand as a layman, if they don't understand anything, that means uh, explicitly you do not have to do anything. Machine itself can able to understand and learn it, and they give us the proper result. Correct. Now, any example, anyone can give me what can be a machine learning example or artificial examples, anything.
When you
Yes.
are doing a Google search, when you
Mm-hmm.
type the first few words, Google is trying to understand or assume what you want to search, and it gives you a list of options closest to what you are looking for.
Exactly, exactly. Also, like another way I can give you examples is very user-friendly example, because we do lots of online shopping. Correct. Now, when you do the online shopping, when you suppose in particular sectors, okay, suppose you like to buy a shirt, you are in the shirt sections, and but sometimes you'll be getting the recommendations. They are showing you may interested in, and on the particular recommendations they're going to show us different types of shirts, t-shirt, jeans as well. Correct. So how machines can able to understand that, okay, this I can show the different say different product also, maybe the persons can able to understand, because by a single click, whenever you click on that particular site, and whatever the behavior you'll be doing, by a single click, whatever the data has been transmitted, the machines can able to accumulate the data, understand the data, and give us the recommendations. Okay. As well as there is lots of categories you can see. Uh, yeah, yes, exactly. Alex's examples of AI. Lots of categories you can see on online shop. Different categories have a different products. Correct. So how they're going to understand? Okay, this particular category will be going to in that particular category. It's about all the machine learning systems who can able to do that. Okay, like email, very good example in email, because in world, in particular minute, in a million billions of email we transmit. Correct. So how particular email server can able to understand, okay, in the email how many categories you can see? Various categories would have, correct? Inbox, spam, social promotions, this kind of categories will be have. Now, how email can understand, okay, this email should be going to the spam box, this email should be going to the inbox, it's a social, so it will be on the social, it's a promotions, it's a promotional mail, so it will go into the promotions, because they're just going to analyze few words from that particular email, they understand about the subject line, and they transmit the data on that particular categories. Okay, so this is the beauty of the machine learning systems. Okay, the itself it's kind of automated things, we can able to find out how it's going on. There's lots of modeling is there, you can go for regression model, classifications model, clustering is there, time series is there, all those things should happen. Okay, now all those things is there, as well as math statistics also there. Yes, we are not going to do a very kind of complex kind of statistics here. Okay, because if we learn about the lots of complex statistics here, then it will be not possible to understand everything. But yes, we have to understand the basic statistics here, and how and where in why we're requiring this. This is the things we'll be including in that particular training, as well as this R and Python itself having the advanced computing knowledge. Okay, so through that R and Python, we're going to implement this statistics itself. All right. Now, now, what will be the data science? Like as I mentioned, the business administration is there, data analysis is there, machine learning is there, data product. Now, there's a difference between the data analysis and the data scientist. If you search with the job profile, you can get the two kind of job profiles: data analysis and data science. Now, what is data analysis? Data analysis is part of the data scientist. Data scientists, what they do, they are going to work on the total four factors. Okay, they develop the data. Okay, they show us how to work on it. Okay, the product engineering, they do the entire technical part or the developing part of it. Okay, after once it's done, the analysis people, what they're going to do, they do the data analysis properly and give the business administration students why you require the analysis report for our administrations. Okay, so Now, if you start with the job profiling, might check that there is two kind of job profile is there. One is business intelligence, one is business analysis. Correct? So any idea what is this? Business intelligence and business analytics. Business analytics is very easy. Just think it's in the word itself. See, I told you three types of analytics is there, like descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive. Okay. Now, business intelligence and business analytics is also part of the data science and the business analytical data analytical part. Now, business intelligence, what they do, they just going to understand about the historical data. They collect the data, they process the data, and they're just going to find out what's the main point is. Okay, where is the diagnosis that what we have to do with this. Okay, now the business analytics, because what they do, they're just going to they're not going to collect the data. Means they're not the part of the descriptive analytics. They are going to part of the predictive analytics and the prescriptive analytics. Okay, as per the business intelligence report, they are going to analyzing it for the future, for the present, and they're going to recommend us. Now, tell me, in a company, both the things is required. It's very important. In descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive. All those three things is very important. Now, do you think for three work, the companies are looking for two types of people? One is business intelligence, one is business analytics. Now, as a company prospective views, do you want to hire the two people for the same work, means one particular work, or you want to hire one particular person who can do all those things? What do you think?
One single person.
One single person, right? Now, who will be the one single person? The data scientist. This is the one single person. Okay, that's why data scientist job is extremely booming in the market. The salary wise, security wise, job opportunities everywhere. Every company need a data scientist. Okay, first of all, it's not depends on any of the project. Okay, means what we know, the project means, okay, if the company is having a project, then only the IT people or any other people should do it. Now, the data scientist is not depends on any other project, because why it's not going to depends on any other project? Suppose a sales company is there, and the sales company, if they're not going to understand the data, automatically they're not going to survive the market. Okay, so on that particular time, the data science is required. For that, you do not need any kind of project. Okay, salary is very high in that particular departments. Now, if you know bit of how you can implement, you can go through R, you can go for Python. Some of them can go for machine learning only. Okay, for machine learning, you can able to understand how it's going to happen. The automations one. Okay, so different categories. But all the categories is going to help you to get the job of proper job profile, and it's very secure and highly paid salary. Okay. Now, in the study, you have seen that data scientist because is very much required. Demand is IBM only predicts that data scientists soar from 28% in 2020. Okay. Why I'm telling you? Obviously, for the COVID-19, you know the lockdown is going on. Companies are not looking for any kind of employees. The huge recessions will be coming. Correct. Now, but the data scientist people's jobs will be secure. Why? Because in that particular time, the company needs as a person who can able to understand their particular needs, analyzing it, and give them a proper predictions and the projections what will happen in future, how they're going to survive in the market, in which they're going to survive in the market. Okay, so that's why recessions will be coming up, but it's not for the data science. That particular time, the job market will be open for the data science and data analytics. Okay, so that's why this is the right time, because to learn something, to understand something, and develop your knowledge, so that whenever this particular job market will be open, you guys can apply and you can go for the job. Okay. Now, one thing I like to show you that as per the analysis, like this kind of salaries and this kind of companies they're looking for. Okay, and also like it's like people ask that data science is for senior, I mean, experienced people and all. It's nothing like that. That only like experienced people will be going with that. Okay, freshers people also will be required in the market. Yes, the designations will be like junior data analysts or junior data scientists. This kind of designations will be getting, but the job is there for the freshers itself. It's very much scope is there in the job. Okay, so this kind of covering will be going to do our Python different models will be having the different content. Okay, and now I told you this particular reports of a dashboard reporting and all. If you see, this is kind of a dashboard report. Okay, there's a 12 months of data in particular single report, where you can see the particular trends as well as the figures. Everything is there. Okay, so whenever any particular time, if someone asks you, okay, give me the proper predictions, give me the proper analysis report. So this kind of data, like dashboard reporting is going to help you. Okay. Now, in terms of statistics, if I ask you what is mean and median, any idea about this? Anyone can understand mean and median. What is mean or average, or what is median? What you can
Median
understand?
is kind of the middle value.
Mhm. And mean
I
for
mean, the median, it does not. The average actually gives us a clear idea of the the trend or the data, but the median necessarily might not give us the clear picture, because it's the center value or something. If you have like say 9 values, it's the middle value, the fifth value, which might not give a clear picture as the average does for a particular set of data.
okay, all right. See, through mean, median, and standard deviation itself, you can able to find out the data trends. Okay, I'll show you one things. Suppose I have this sort of number. Okay, now what will be a mean and average?
It is the sum of the values divided by the number of values.
That's my average, right? Or mean, you can say. Now, yes, median is the center point. Okay, now what will be my median? That's my median, correct? So my mean is 265, my median is 276. Now you can see they're close enough. Not the same, but they're close enough. Now, why you require this particular mean and median? Suppose you can see I have given the number of series between 100 to 500. Okay, but this is my series, my number of series. It will be 100 to 500, but certainly one number is there, is 5,000. Okay. Now, if I like to see my data set, my average becomes 604, and my median showing me is 276. How it's so much of difference? Because if my mean is going to change, my median also should be changed, but it's not going to change it. Why? This is the beauty and this is the importance of the median. Because through this particular mean and median value, whenever they're going to far away from each other, we can able to understand that's mean. Certain value is there. Who is my outlier? What is outlier? That's mean that particular number or that particular things is not coming up on that particular series. Okay. How we can able to understand easy example I'm going to give you how the banking sector able to trace out the fraudulent transaction. They're just going to understand that what they know how kind of transactions they may have, correct? At one particular time, if some particular transactions is not matching with that particular transactions, the series of the transactions, they can able to find out that particular transactions and fraudulent transactions. Clear? Now, whenever we'll be having easy way to remember, whenever we'll be having the huge gap between the mean and median, we can able to understand there is an outlier exists. What we have to do, either we have to delete it or either we are going to replace that outlier through the median value. Fine. So this kind of knowledge we require in that particular time, this kind of statistical knowledge. Okay, not like extremely kind of very hardcore statistics knowledge. Okay. Now anyone can tell me what is standard deviation? What is standard deviation? Okay, I'd like to show you one. Nowadays, we are everybody is following news, correct? News or any blogs and all for the COVID-19, I believe. Yes, no? Yes, okay. Now, if you follow, sometimes they show us this kind of particular graph, correct?
Yes.
Sometimes show us after lockdown, the graph is become like this. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So what they are going to show us through that means when there is no lockdown, that particular time COVID-19 is spreading in that particular way. This is the peak of the COVID-19. They are spreading the disease. Okay. In the lockdown, what we can do, we're just going to prevent it to spreading it. Means it's getting lower. Okay. When the spreading of the particular COVID-19 disease is getting lower when we're in the lockdown period. Okay. This is just nothing but they are doing a standard deviations and followed by mean and average. Standard deviations is showing you that your data points are how much close enough to each other and how much close enough to the mean particular values. Okay, whenever they're going to close that particular time, we'll be having this kind of peak time. Okay, and when we're in the lockdown period, the peak is getting low. Okay, and the data set is far away from the each other. Okay, that's why what we are telling each and every time, the lockdown is very much important to prevent COVID-19. Right? Any confusions, any doubts? All right. All right. Now, this is the reports. I made it in Tableau that how COVID-19 is spreading in the world. Okay. We just need to collect the data. We use the Tableau and we put the data properly, and this kind of visualization is effect you can able to find out how it's happening. Okay. Let me show you one thing. Then you can able to understand. Let me show you one particular things in our software. This is basically our software. Okay, so when we're going to learn the main training, you get to know much more details over there. I like to predict. I like to predict my upcoming 3 years of sales. Okay. This is my data set we'll be having. It's very small data set. I'm having month and year and sales. I'm having near about 12 years of data. Okay. Now I'm going to find out what my upcoming sales. I have the data from 2003 to 2014. Okay. And I need to find out 15, 16 and 17. Okay. So over there, we are going to follow some libraries. Now, I'm not going to tell in depth over there because you're not able to understand what will be there. I'm just going to show you that how our Python is going to help us to predict our future. If I had to plot it, this is my plot. This is my cell trends. Okay. And this is my ultimate predicted 3 years of data. Now you can see this is my upcoming sales 15, 16, 17. Now if you plot the data, this is my upcoming 3 years of trend. These blue portions. Okay. This way you can able to develop the data set and you can able to understand and analyze and give us the future. It's very small example I'm showing you. Like whenever you learn about the entire modules and all, you can able to find out more details over there. Right. Now, over to you guys. We'll be having 10 to 15 minutes of question and answer sessions or doubt clearance sessions. If you have any doubts, any questions, please ask.
In this example which you showed right now, so
Yeah.
with that piece of code which you ran in that software, are you basically generating data based on tentative data which you have, or
See, whenever we'll be doing any kind of analysis, first of all, we'll be having the data. The company will be providing the data. Okay.
yeah?
And first of all, when you got the data, you have to check whether you'll be getting the proper data or not. Okay. To understand the data, to analyze the data, you need to have a proper data. Without that, you're not able to do that. If you think,
What do you mean by proper data?
yeah, I'm telling you. If you think like, uh, okay, I'm giving you one example. I'm working on a particular companies and I'm working on a data set of a Chinese sales. Okay, one materials is here for shop. Okay, Chinese shops they are going to and understand the analysis. So one particular time, what happened? I have seen. I have when I got the data. I just going to you have to first of all go through the data properly. I have seen one particular time the sales is so high. Okay, so it's very
Mm,
abnormal. So I asked them, what is there? Because I don't know. They're telling they're having the seasonal effect over there. What is the seasonal effect? Seasonal effect is that the Chinese New Year they're having trains to give us different shops to each other. Okay,
mm,
so that particular time sales is getting so much of high. So whenever you get the data, you have to check the data properly. If you don't understand, ask your clients and ask your clients then and there, please give us a proper data. Without this, we're not able to understand. Okay. But
mm.
in the corporate sector, you'll be having a proper data. Okay. It's not that
Mm.
you have to generate the data or something like this. They are going to suppose in a company they want to figure out what is the trends is going on. Okay. Also, I can say for the employee appraisal. Okay. Performance evaluations. So that particular time, obviously, if they're not going to give you the entire employee data properly, you're not able to find out the evaluations part. Correct? So if you
Yeah.
think that the data is not there, ask the it's must to give a proper data. Now, after getting the proper data, how you can to manipulate, how you can to analyze, it depends on.
Okay.
Means we have to manipulate the data. It's not that we are not going to manipulate because why we have to manipulate the data. There is a two types of data set maybe we are having. Okay, two types of tables. One is employee informations and employee salary. Okay.
Mm.
Now you want to understand and analyze that which employee, which group of employees having what kind of salary. Correct.
Right.
So that particular time, what you have to do, we have to join the two data sets. When you join the two data set, then only you can able to understand. Correct. So when you're joining any kind of data set, you are doing the manipulations of it.
Right. Got it.
So that particular things you have to do. Also through the data analysis, what you can do the sentiment analysis. Any idea about sentiment analysis? What is sentiment analysis? We give lots of reviews and the ratings. Correct? So in the reviews and the ratings, what we have to find out? We have to find out, okay, this group of people are happy with my product. This group of people are neutral. This group of people are not happy with our product. How can we understand? Through the data science, the data analysis on. Okay. Particular words are carrying having different weightage. So as per the probability, if the probability in the positive side, you can say, okay, the customer is happy. If the probability is on the negative side, you can say it's the customer is not happy. Okay. So we can do this kind of sentiment analysis also.
Hi, Arena.
Yeah,
Can you please go through the content once, and I'm actually trying to figure out how this course will benefit me as a CAE engineer, because I don't look to be having my career as a data scientist. So you know what
your
I'm trying to
your
say?
your background, please.
Mechanical engineering, and
Mechanical engineering. Okay.
yeah,
As a mechanical engineering, in which domain you are specialized or which departments you like to go for?
this is actually called design analysis. This is CAE engineering, like computer aided engineering, different kind of durability and stress strain analysis kind of stuff. You know?
Design
Yeah.
engineering, right? Okay. So when you're in the part of design engineering sectors, do you think that when you design something, okay, suppose you are designing something, and when you design it, and without the proper information, when you design and give the proper report, do you think that other departments will work properly?
No.
It's not possible, right? And
Yeah.
also, like, if your company don't do the analysis and tell us, okay, design this particular product without giving you proper information, proper data, will you be able to do that? Not possible,
No. No.
right? So now you think, if we in the mechanical sector, if we don't have the proper data over there, if we don't do the analysis proper there, then how we can make the product? So that's what I'm telling you. Don't think that you're going to shift your domain to the data science. You're not going to shift it, okay? Because in a mechanical job profile, if you search properly, nowadays they have mentions over there technical skills, MATLAB, R, or Python.
Yeah.
Why?
I think for this reason, to collect data properly and to utilize
Exactly,
them. Yeah.
exactly. If they don't, every company wants to see the future, right? Every company wants to see the what is the trends, how we can benefit, how we can implement it, how we can develop the things. Correct? So if they don't know, if the people don't have that kind of knowledge, how they're going to do that, and why they require that particular Python knowledge from the mechanical candidate? This is a company benefit. They do not have to hire a data scientist for this. The mechanical engineer people can understand, okay, if they do like this, they will develop the product in like that. Correct?
Yeah.
So that's why mechanical sectors, they have completely written in the job profile and technical skills are Python, MATLAB, this kind of technical skills is required.
So are we going to emphasize more on Python, or in R? This R thing I am just hearing for the first time. I never heard it before.
Yes, see, R is a particular data science software, okay, where you'll be having advanced statistical computations knowledge. So R and Python is in the similar positions, okay, but what Python is having extra skill set by which you can able to implement in the machine learning system. That is there. Okay, through R we are not able to do so much of machine learning, but in Python we can able to do so much of machine learning systems, and you can play with the lots of codes and having lots of features over there. So that's why. Okay, it depends to company to company. Okay, in the mechanical sector, yes, Python is very booming. Okay, but maybe for biomedical sector, for other sectors, they prefer R. Okay, some company they prefer both. Okay, and if those are from the non-technical background itself, they are not interested in kind of coding part and all, then they prefer for the visualizations part for the Power BI tools with the tab. Okay, so its variations is there, companies to companies.
Okay.
Hey Aaron, good evening. This is Shivanshu.
Yeah,
First of
hi.
all, thanks for the presentation. It was quite informative. I just want to ask you, could you shed some light on the extent of applicability of R programming as well as Python in the field of civil engineering?
Okay, civil engineer. You're from civil engineering, correct?
Yeah, my bachelor's is in civil, and I recently attained my master's in engineering management. So I'm familiar with R programming because it was one of the courses that I took up in engineering analytics, and as part of that, I did study R programming. So I'm a bit familiar with R programming.
Okay. In art programming, have you done any kind of modeling?
Um, I don't remember much of the things, to be honest, because I did not take up the what do you call it, the follow-up course that was engineering analytics too. So I did not dive deeper into the concepts, but I do remember some plots. I believe it's called GG plot.
Yes.
So I do have
Box.
some idea, but not in detail.
Okay. All right. See, in respect of civil engineering sector, same thing. Like in the civil engineering sectors, what we know, like you have to construct something, you have to design something, correct? So same way, if you, everything depends on the data properly. Okay. Now you're on the engineering management, correct? So on the particular time, if you don't manage the data properly, automatically you're not able to get the proper results. Now you tell me, suppose you are designing a bridge, okay, constructing a bridge and all. So on that particular bridge, what you have to have a proper minute components over there, correct? And each and every component you have to manage the proper data that this particular materials is required for this particular material is required for that particular time. Okay. Now suppose there is no proper data and it's getting mix and match. Okay. Now do you think you can able to construct the bridge properly?
No. But with data, in addition to that data, we might also need to do some calculations, right? Like the stress,
Obviously you have to do the calculations
the
because
load and stuff. Yeah.
uh, why I'm telling you, you have to see it that how it's going to work and what will the future impact over there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't do the calculations properly, automatically what happens, you're not able to understand what will be happening in future. Okay.
Right.
So as for the future perspective, you have to think that okay, I have to take a machine, this kind of necessary steps, this kind of necessary measurements, this kind of necessary components of the tools I require. According to that, I can bring this kind of things. So that for upcoming 100 to 100 years also, the bridge will be complete over there. All right.
Right.
So certain things we have to do, like as I mentioned. Okay. Certain things what happened, like we think, okay, we are using these particular softwares and particular tools. It's just for the IT or the computer science. It's nothing like that. You are going to implement it in your domain. You just need to know how to implement it properly. Okay. And that's why the R and Python is having so much of that, advanced level of language and the statistical language over there, the graphical representations over there, you can able to quickly do that. So that's why it's required.
Right.
And also if you go, since we're doing the engineering management, so over there if you go into the engineering management, so obviously you have to do the entire management work, the project engineer work, correct? So
Right.
as a project engineer, if you think that if the particular department is not going to submit the data properly, submit the reports properly, as a project engineer, your entire work is going to fail, correct? So you have to know how to accumulate the data, develop the data, and the process the data properly.
Another question that just struck my mind was how is this course, the training regarding R programming and Python, how is this going to be different from the resources that are available online for lesser price? So what differentiates it from those online resources that are
First
cost
of
less?
all, yeah, tell me. I'll tell you that Obviously, lots of online resources nowadays. We do have lots of YouTube videos. Lots of people are giving the study materials in a very low fees and all. But there is a difference between the live training and this recorded versions of training. Okay, because they're just going to give you the basic idea over there. Okay, they're not going to show you the in-depth over there what is going on. Okay, so here you'll be getting the in-depth knowledge, as well as in online they're not going to guide you on the project work, because the project is very much required. Okay, this project will be highlighted on your resume. As per the project only, the employee screening will be done, that what kind of project you have done, or how you can, in which way you have done the project. So from Edunard, obviously the training will be given into live online sessions will be given to you, as well as the project will be assigned to you. It will be the industry-based project. That project you need to complete, and that project will be highlighted on your resume, which will be the totally industry-based project.
Mm-hmm. I see.
And obviously you'll be getting the instructor help anytime if you face any kind of problem. You'll be having my email ID. You can have, I believe, the learning consultant contact information. So any point of time you can reach us. You can be able to solve your query. Okay.
Right.
And
And
also, I think
yeah.
after the training there will be a the placement assistance program. I think your learning consultant will be helping you on that. What will the placement assistance program?
Mhm. And how long will the training last for?
Well, different modules having the different structures, but each and every modules will try to complete by 1.5 months.
Okay.
And the durations of the class will be 1.5 hour. Weekly 2 classes will be there.
So there's going to be 2 classes weekly for a duration of close to 45 days. That's what you said, right?
It depends. Okay, 1.5. It depends on the particular topics. Okay. Also, we give 1.5 hour because of the project work as well.
Right. But this 1.5 month training would include both R programming as well as Python, or both
No,
of
no,
them
no,
would
no, no,
be
no, no.
separate?
Separate. So through
Okay.
our 1.5 months, you're not able to gulp R and Python together itself.
Uh-huh. I understand. All right.
So if you choose R, it will be 1.5. If you choose Python, it will be 1.5.
So I'm talking about myself here. I just mentioned that I'm from civil engineering background, and I recently attained my master's in engineering management. So which training would you suggest that I should go for, R programming or Python?
Since you're in the core mechanical sectors, I suggest go for Python.
Okay.
R also is going to help you. It's not that it's not going to help you. It's very important also, but Python is going to give you much more, better aspect of the prospect.
Okay. And does Python involve some kind of coding as well?
Like R only, since you are, I think you are familiar with R because you have worked with R.
Yeah.
The same kind of coding is required.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's not
And,
the hardcore coding, okay,
mhm.
but a bit of coding is required.
Right. And in terms of difficulty, I know Java is completely about coding, and I am familiar with the basic concepts of Java, and I also know some bit of programming skills as well. So, in regards to that, is Python difficult than Java, or is it easier than Java?
See, Java is object-oriented programming. Python is also object-oriented programming. Okay.
Okay.
Python is called scripting language. What is scripting language? Scripting language means you can interrupt. In programming language, we can't interrupt it. Okay. And since the Python is a scripting language, this particular scripting language we can we can implement in certain programming language. You can implement in Java itself. You can implement in web development itself. Okay. So the coding is there like R programming. It's not like that the hardcore Java programming is you have to do over there. The syntax, the things you have to remember where how to apply the basic syntax in the interview board for it's for everyone. I'm telling you, they are not going to ask you any kind of advanced level questions. They're going to check your base level. Okay, if your basic is clear, base is clear, you can do any kind of coding. So
I see. I see. So just to confirm, like I said, I'm from civil engineering background. So you would suggest me that I go for Python instead of R programming. Is that correct?
yeah, see why I'm telling you, because since you have already worked with R, correct? You know a bit of R, correct?
Uh-huh.
So if you have the Python knowledge, it will be much more beneficial for you.
Mm. Sure. Thanks, Arun.
Thank you. Any other questions from anyone? Okay, I just want to say that quickly in the chat box, could you please write down your email ID, because I think this particular videos is going to share with you. So just write down your email ID in the chat box. Okay, I got Shibhanshu Priya Nayak Muhammad.
Thank you. This was a good session.
Thank you so much. Any okay, Saj, your email ID, please. Saj Anu. All right. Anu is your email ID. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for attending this session. Hope I believe it's very you got something from the sessions. You feel interesting on this, and we'll get back to you. And any things you like to know more regarding the other things, please talk to the learning consultant. They're going to guide you, or you can visit our website and get to know more details about that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stay safe and stay strong. Thank you. Bye bye.